Hello, Old Mill High School music technology class. I couldn't think of anything funny to do for this week, so I just played the King of the Hill theme song on my guitar. Hope you guys liked it. Anyway, moving on to our assignment for this week. Our assignment for this week is a loop project. And so let me just talk briefly about what a loop is. So in DAWs, such as Soundtrap, that I will be using for this video, they have a lot of pre-recorded either drum beats or chord progressions or melodies played on a bunch of different instruments, whether it's like an 808 or a synth or an acoustic instrument, like a guitar or a saxophone or whatever. Lots of pre-made, pre-recorded little audio bits that are included already in software such as Soundtrap. And so the whole purpose of this project is to get yourself familiar with using them and layering them and putting them together and some of the basic sort of foundational techniques. It's not to make some crazy, insane masterpiece. Like I said, I'm not grading you on the composition and how I think it sounds. I'm just grading you on your ability to follow the directions and familiarize yourself with the loops. So let's jump straight into it. In front of me, I already have Soundtrap pulled up. I've already entered the studio, so we're going to start our new project. I'm going to go to Browse Loops right here. And one of the things that I found out from Soundtrap is that when you click on, let's say I want to listen to the special effects, and then I also click on something else. You see how they're additive and they're all adding themselves up here, and it's just making your pool of stuff to choose from smaller. So if you want to switch from, let's say, guitar to bass to synth or whatever, you're gonna have to click on it, and then when you want to switch to it, delete that one and click on the new one. So one of the requirements for the project is that I want at least one percussion loop, so that's either going to fall under beats or drums. So let's go to beats and try a couple of them out and see what they sound like. Nah, it's not what I'm looking for. Pretty cool. Ooh, this one says weird. Not quite. Alright, pretty hot. I'm going to double click it. It's going to pop up right here. You can see that right now it's playing and I'm able to see the audio go by. If I want to stop that, stop it down here. If I want to rewind to the beginning, I can either move this icon right here, or I can just hit my rewind. Puts me all the way back to the beginning. When I'm done with the project and I'm ready to record, obviously just like we did in our previous project, I'm going to hit record down there. So let's go add some more loops in. I'm going to go for a synth loop, so I'm going to delete that and go to synth. Alright, and let's check some of these out. Arpeggiated furry? I'm not feeling it. That's pretty cool, actually. I think I'm going to add that in. Now let's see what they sound like together. Alright, I'm going to hit play. Alright, nice. And if I want to mess with the volume of each of the tracks, I do it right here. So let's say that I think the beat is too loud and the sax isn't loud enough. I could bring the volume of the beat down. I could also put the volume of the synth up. See how that sounds. That seems a little bit more balanced to me, alright? So what I would do from that point is just continue to add more tracks in until I feel that I've come to a sufficient conclusion. Let's say that at the end of this, it's not long enough and I want to extend it to be longer. I can go right here, click on it, right click, copy it, and paste it. And now it's extended. It happens twice. Although what I have to do is see how it didn't quite line up with the end right here. I'm just going to drag it and move it over like that as well. I could do that with my other loop as well, or I could change it and go from this loop and add in a different one if I want to change the melody. Let's say this is our previous one that we did. Let's say I want to try something else. go to piano. Alright. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Let's try that. And what I'm going to do is I've added in this new melody, but let's say I want it to start at the end of when this one finishes. So I'm just going to click it, drag it over to right here. There we go. And I want to hear what it sounds like, so I'm going to click right here and play it. Oops. Oh, so see what happened right there? It jumped all the way back to the beginning. So this little purple bar right here is like your loop bar, a different type of loop. So what that means is that when you get to the end of that bar, it's going to put you back at the beginning. So what you can do is either extend it to the end of where you want it to go, or you can just double click it and it'll go away. So I'm going to double click it and make it go away so it's not doing that anymore. Pretty cool. I'm already pretty much at 30 seconds, which is the minimum of what I wanted it to be. So of course you can go much further than that if you'd like to. The other requirements include that I want it, more loops layered. I think I said at least 4 loops in the whole thing. So this would not meet the minimum requirement right now because there's only 3 different loops happening, all right? And when I'm finished with it, I can title it Loop Project. If I want to change the key of it, I can do it right here. If I want to change the tempo or how fast or slow it is, I can do that right here, raise it or lower it to what I'd like. But what I'm going to do right now actually is exit. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to exit this and show you what my actual final project looked like. So here is my final project, my loop project. So as you can see at the peak right here, I have 5 different loops going at the same time, so I definitely had to mess with the levels of them to find out the balance that I liked. You can also see that I have loops starting in different places. When I did the previous one, I only started a new loop when the next one ended, but I actually have this one coming in the middle of them, these ones coming in the middle of this loop, which is perfectly fine if you want it to do like that, if you think it sounds good. So those are all options that are available to you. When I'm finished with it, just like I did with the previous project, I'm going to export it. I can either export it as a WAV file or an MP3 file and upload it to Google Classroom. The other thing that you can do with it as well is you can share the project. Right up here, there's a share option. And so you can share it and type in somebody's email and they can look at it. And I'm actually going to write my email down in the written directions for the assignment. And that is the other thing I want you to do to submit the assignment. I want you to turn in the exported MP3 or WAV file. And I also want you to share the link with me so that I can look at it and actually see what you did. So if you're having trouble with anything and you feel confused, reach out to me, send me a message, and I'll get back to you and help you out. Besides that, that's going to be it for my directions for this week. I think it's a pretty simple project, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I did this in like 20 minutes, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I think it should be a pretty easy assignment for the week. So, all right, this is Mr. Brown signing out.